Hi, my name is Ashley. Today we are going to be talking about some fun end of the year, December, beginning of the year, January activities that you can do with your students or with your children at home. So I'm going to be linking everything in the description below. There's going to be some free resources. There's going to be links to paid resources. It's just going to be, everything's going to be down there, is what I'm trying to say. So I have a whole list. Let's just get started. So the very first activity is a student vision board. So I will link a free resource in the description. And the reason why I love doing this resource so much is because you can kind of tailor it to be as big or as little as you'd like. So you could do a vision board just for the school year. You could do a vision board for when they leave this school, so whether that's high school or elementary school, whatever age or grade your children transition, you could do it for their entire life. It's totally up to you, and this just gives kids the opportunity to dream big, talk about the things that they really like. I think one of the times that I did this activity, I kind of did it like a mix. I did lifelong things, really big goals, and then I also did a couple for the current school year, so that way there was a little bit of balance in terms of long-term things and short-term. And I just remember the kids getting really excited, talking about all the different cars that they like, talking about the different careers that they like, why they appreciate them, but then also kind of bringing it back to this school year and being okay, well, right now I play soccer, so I kind of am trying to work on this, or, right now I have this academic goal. It's just a fun way to do goal setting that's a bit more dreamy and expansive. And you can do this with magazines, you could print out photos, they could draw photos. You can even do this digitally on Google Slides. So if you didn't want to use any resource and you literally just had their Chromebooks, you could have them open up a Google Slides PowerPoint and just be do 5 slides and do a vision board of your future or of the next 5 years or the next year or whatever. Activity number 2 is goal setting, obviously. So I think when people do goal setting, a lot of times I almost feel like they zip through it really quickly or really only get to the surface of it. And it's because I think that's kind of how we set goals in our day-to-day life too. We'll kind of just be oh, I want to lose 25 pounds by this time. And it's kind of we just keep it rolling and we do what we got to do. But one thing that I would encourage is when you are setting goals or when you have students setting goals, to please ask them these 2 questions. So obviously you're going to ask them their goal and all of that, but also ask them what could get in your way. And if that gets in your way, what are you going to do? I think those are the 2 questions that really make a goal more solidified and more secure. So let's say that they set a goal to read 5 nights a week, okay? So you would ask them, what is something that could get in your way of reading 5 nights a week? And they're going to say, maybe soccer, maybe my mom has to go somewhere, maybe I have to go to bed, maybe my dad or parents, have different plans, whatever it is. And then you ask them, what are you going to do if that happens? So maybe their plan is going to read on the weekend. Maybe it's going to be to double up. Maybe it's just, they have a couple free chips. They have a couple free passes as long as the bulk of their month is 5 days a week. Whatever. It kind of just gives you the opportunity to have discussions and factor in real life happening. Because a lot of times when we set goals, it doesn't go perfectly. There's always something that kind of gets in the way, and whether you accomplish that goal is whether or not you can kind of overcome that. If you are interested in more questions, resources, or just overall guidance, I have an entire video dedicated to goal setting from the perspective of a life coach and a teacher. So I kind of blend or marry both worlds for really effective goal setting. So of course I will link that as well. Okay, activity number 3. This one I'm really excited about, and it's ringing in the new year. So whether you ring in the new year December 22nd before you guys go on break, whether you wait until January 4th when they come back, it just gives you guys the opportunity to like celebrate the new year and the fresh start and like put an end to what was and like marking a new beginning. So it's up to you, like how far you want to go with this. I've seen people kind of just drop balloons from the ceiling. I've seen people just do a countdown on their smartboard or on their TV, and they kind of just do a bunch of goal setting New Year activities or like end of the year activities. And then at the end of the day, they just throw confetti. You could even dedicate like, the whole end of the day, like a whole hour to like maybe doing a New Year's reading comprehension, doing a craft, and then, counting down to the very end of the school day and going home. Just something that kind of marks, this is done. We're calling in the new. Activity number 4, and the reason why I like this one so much is because it's just like the last one. It's all about like, this is the old, this is the new, we are resetting. So anything that's happened from August or September to December that's complete. That's done. We can use it as data, we can use it as feedback, as learning experiences, but January, we are starting fresh, and that is to reset things. Literally just change things up. So trash things, rearrange them, redecorate them, as much or as little as you want. Whatever feels accessible to you in that moment. Because I know a lot of times when we come back in January, it's like, at least me, like I would try to transition them back as quickly as possible, but it's like you can't go from black to white just like that. It's like there almost needs to be like an ease into the new year. So little things like this, like this morning we're going to rearrange your seats. I kind of already have a plan. It just gives them like an extra 15-20 minutes. So it's not so much like a full packed schedule after being on break. Same thing in December. Like if you want to look at it that way, like December, they're so excited. They're so antsy. Some of them are talking about Santa. Some of them are talking about their other holidays and things that they have going on. And it's like, there's just so much that trying to maintain that like same structure may be a bit difficult. So just like throwing in these little things, like opportunities to throw things out, clean out folders, rearrange, redecorate, just create change. The next one, I think we're on 5. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so the next thing that I recommend is like a try new things challenge. So you could do this like in the form of a habit tracker. You could do it as just one day. It could be just like a daily challenge that you do. Just the whole idea of like embracing the new. So when I've done this for myself personally, so like I've done this challenge, like every single day we're going to try something new. So maybe one day I would put on like a ballet video on YouTube and like sit through a ballet class because that's not something that I do regularly. Or maybe you could like have them sit with someone that they don't normally sit with, like make a new friend. You could do it as long or as short as possible. You could do one big thing and give them like a list of different activities or like ideas if they're kind of stuck, or you could do it like a daily challenge, like for 5 days this week to commemorate the new year. We're going to try something new every single day. You could also do like a New Year's bulletin board with all these like new ideas and things to try, and each day a student pulls one down and it's like their mission for the day to try something new. Option number 6, and I normally save this for the end of the school year. So for me, this was June, but you could absolutely do this in like December, January, and you could make it classroom based, or you could make it just like their life based, is to have a jar. Okay, like a memory jar where they all write down their favorite memory from the year. So it could be, for example, like 2023, or it could be from the school year, August to December. And it's just like, it could be really small. Like, I love when we had I don't know, this is like such a stupid example, but like when we had a substitute and they forgot to take us to lunch. I don't know. Or if they wanted to go more personal, like the time I went to Hershey Park, whatever. And you guys can kind of just like pull these memories out of the, like shuffle them up and pull them out. And they have the opportunity to tell the story to the class. They could have the opportunity just to like talk about it with somebody close. Or if you're doing this as more of like a classroom based thing, you could read them and be like, oh, remember when this happened? Remember when that happened? Just like really reflect on all the fun memories that you guys have created. You're also able to like hear from their personal life and share and all of that. It's just exciting. And of course, some of the things in there are going to be kind of like, some of the things may be like inside jokey. Like you may have a group of 5 guys and they're like, oh, remember when this happened at recess? So for them, they're like, haha, like it's like an inside joke. But by sharing the story, you're kind of letting everybody else in too. You're letting everybody else like be a part of the story if they want to be, The last one that I have, maybe this is an obvious one, but you could do a STEAM activity or like a STEM activity. You could have them bring in like cardboard boxes, paper towel holders, string, whatever you have lying around at home or lying around in your classroom. And you could have them design their own ball drop. So like they need to come up with a way to like keep maybe a balloon or a ball up here. And then there needs to be some kind of mechanism where they're able to drop it. And you guys could like practice doing the countdown, like 3, 2, 1. And then they pull their invention or their experiment and see it come down. If you're looking for something that's significantly easier, you could create poppers. So like a paper plate, I guess you could put beans inside, you could put beads inside, and another paper plate, staple it up. I've seen people also do it with like paper towel rolls, cut them in half, or toilet paper rolls, cut them in half, put in like little pieces of paper and like seal it back up. And then they can pop and it's like a popper. So I'll try to link links for resources and websites and everything below. But these are just some activities to make your December like a little more fun or your January a little more fun. So everybody can kind of just transition in and out of the holidays in the best way. So thank you so much for everything. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, I'm at the Comish Teacher, or you can leave a comment below. Bye.